Hi, Dave Roscoe here. It is Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025, and I have an update on Sign. I've learned a little bit more about it, and I want to talk about it in just a little bit. There's a new KYB partner on the Pi verified list, and we'll talk about that as well. As often happens when things go bad with the Pi coin, especially people who have money invested in it, they tend to not like my attitude towards what's happening. And the ugliness in people come out. And I was forced to do some house cleaning today and silence some of the more negative voices that have entrenched themselves on my channel. So you won't be hearing from them anymore. But one thing I want to clear up right now, someone made a comment about my hat saying that it was a $1 Temu hat. And I take exception to that. This hat was made for me personally by one of my subscribers, and they sent it to me, and that's why I wear it. And I'll have you know that this emblem here is leather. All right, there's nothing cheap about this hat. So go troll someone else, okay? Let's take a look at the metrics. The anti-scammer bot is at 7 wins, 3 losses. I do have some unlocks coming, and I have had a few people reach out to me in the last couple of days, and we'll see what happens there. It amazes me how people contact me and say their wallet is compromised. I send them to my FAQ, and then I never hear from them. And my guess is they don't like my fee. And that cracks me up because guess what? You're going to lose 100% of your Pi. So suit yourself. The circulating supply is at 8.19 billion Pi, and there were no user accounts migrated yesterday. There is 15.6 million Pi in the Pi migration wallet, and migrations are not happening now. The migrated unlocked rewards are at 3.1 billion Pi, with 2.3 million Pi unlocked in the last 24 hours and now free to be traded on the open markets. Looking at the price action, the Pi coin is currently trading at 28 cents, which is up 2.47% from this time yesterday. The daily trading volume is at $71.49 million, which is down 55.5% from this time yesterday. As you can see, the trading volume has gone down quite significantly, but the Pi coin price is moving upward. Again, I don't know where it will go or where it will settle, but it does appear to be recovering, at least for the moment. The market cap is at $2.3 billion, which is up 2.45%. Yesterday, I reported about a meeting between the Pi network and Sign, and I did not know what the deal was with Sign. And now I know a little bit more. I'm in the process of reading this white paper, but it turns out this was a bigger deal than maybe a lot of people realize. Sign is the Sign Foundation, and they've developed an initiative that has broad implications for the crypto world should they pull it off. And it now makes sense to me why the Pi network is involved with them. And who knows where this is going to go. Now, I'm not going to read this whole PDF here. I will put a link in the comments, but I just want to read the opening abstract. Blockchain technology offers immense transformative potential for modernizing governance and financial systems, yet its adoption by sovereign nations remains limited due to concerns over regulatory control, privacy, and operational sovereignty. Traditional blockchain implementations often force governments to choose between transparency and privacy, between innovation and control. The Sign framework addresses these fundamental concerns by providing governments with a comprehensive digital asset infrastructure that preserves sovereign authority while enabling participation in the global digital economy. ultimately working toward a unified monetary system that serves both national interests and international cooperation. This technical white paper presents an innovative framework for sovereign digital infrastructure that centers on digital asset management and distribution, supported by complementary technological modules including dual blockchain architecture, on-chain identity systems, and sophisticated bridging infrastructure. The framework empowers governments to harness blockchain's inherent advantages, transparency, security, and efficiency, while maintaining complete operational control and regulatory sovereignty. By focusing on digital assets as the core value proposition, governments can modernize benefit distribution, enhance financial inclusion, and participate in global digital markets while powering their sovereign capabilities. The framework represents a paradigm shift in digital governance, offering governments the opportunity to pioneer next-generation public services and contribute to an interconnected global financial ecosystem. We demonstrate how distributed ledger technology can enhance rather than compromise sovereign capabilities, creating pathways for nations to collaborate in building a unified digital monetary world. That's the basic of what the Sign Foundation is doing, and their framework is called Sign, S-I-G-N, all caps, and it has a meaning which escapes me at the moment. It's an acronym, of course, but you can see why the Pi Network would be interested in this project and why they might be interested in the Pi Network. This is a big deal. And who knows where this can go? But if you want global acceptance of the Pi coin, then teaming up with a group like the Sign Foundation is a smart move. So I just wanted to follow up on that because I did learn a little bit more, and I am going to read this white paper. It's quite technical, and I'll try to distill it down to something that's a little more digestible to the audience at large. A new KYB partner has shown up on the Pi Network KYB list. As you can see here, L-Bank is a new addition. And L-Bank is an exchange. That's right. We now have a new exchange that is trading the Pi coin. And this is a pretty big deal. The Sign Exchange is a centralized crypto exchange which was founded in 2015. It is registered in the British Virgin Islands and is reportedly seeking Dubai VARA licensing. Now, there were some reports of unregistered operation in Japan, but I'm not quite sure how corroborated that is and what the current status of that is. But I just wanted to point that out. The exchange itself is a multi-billion-dollar a day trading volume exchange. That's no small potatoes. And they do trade in spot and futures. Now, some people have mentioned their focus on meme coins, and they are pushing that right now, but they by no means are limited to meme coins. And the fact that they trade in meme coins should not be a detractor. Meme coins are big money for exchanges, which is why a lot of them trade them, or at least support trading them. Binance is one of the biggest meme coin trading platforms on the planet. So, and everybody gives them a lot of clout. So I wouldn't let that be a detraction from this this news. Their biggest pairing coin for trading is USDT and BTC. So they are a legit crypto exchange. Now, one thing I wanted to show you, this is the L-Bank trading view. And this is in particular the Pi USDT pair. Now, one of the people who I silenced yesterday from this channel said that I didn't know what I was talking about with regards to the trading volume yesterday and the Pi coin. And I pointed out that the fact that trading volume was so high meant that there was buying action. Okay. It wasn't just selling action. And because if it were, there'd be no buyers and the coin would be zero. And this person took it upon themselves to point out that that I didn't know what I was talking about and that it was mostly selling. And I just want to correct that assertion right now. If you look here, you can see the order books, buying and selling. The buyers outweigh the sellers by a margin of roughly 2-1. Okay. So that's why the Pi coin isn't zero. And that's why I stand behind my statement that this is exactly what the big market makers wanted to happen. And they're having a field day right now buying Pi. All right. So anyway, like I said, bad news brings out the ugliness in people, especially when they've got money on the table and perhaps have lost it. But you know what? I'm not your punching bag. All right. I report what's happening, and you don't like it? Too bad. You choose to shoot the messenger, I shoot you down, and you can watch my videos. You can do whatever you want. Nobody's going to see your vitriol on my channel anymore. So anyway, this is good news. Okay. We have another exchange now. This will improve Pi's liquidity. Higher liquidity will help stabilize the coin, because low liquidity was largely responsible for the ability to dump the coin the way that it happened yesterday. High liquidity is a hedge against that. It takes a lot more effort to manipulate a coin that has higher liquidity. So that's all I've got for today. I know I went a little bit negative here, and frankly, I don't like to do that, but like I said, bad news brings out ugliness in people, and there's only so much of that you can put up with before it kind of brings you down a little bit. But I will point out that the two things that I just talked about today are big news. Big, huge, potentially. And this comes on the heels of one of the worst days of the Pi coin on the exchanges. And it only goes to show you that the Pi core team does not care about the price. They are pushing forward with their plans, and nothing's going to stop them. And the Pi price will follow whatever happens on the market as developments occur as a result of their efforts. And it will happen. The Pi coin will recover, and we'll see prices that we've never seen before, and in a good way. Not so much on the low end, but just not today. Maybe not next week. Maybe not next month. Maybe not in 6 months, because it takes time to build the foundation, right? When you're building a high-rise building, the most amount of time is in building the foundation. Once that's done, the rest of the building goes up pretty fast. And that's the same thing that's happening here. And again, people talk about the 6 years. Okay, what has the Pi coin been doing? What has the Pi core team been doing? The Pi core team has been building the network, building the blockchain, and making it bulletproof. Okay, that's all they can do, because until they went open mainnet, they could not bring in third-party partners to test this live. Now, sure, we have the testnet 1 and then ultimately the testnet 2. And arguably testnet 2 was where you could bring in third parties by invitation and test out applications and stuff. But really, the biggest integrations could only happen after open mainnet. So that's why it's all happening now. The fact that it wasn't happening 6 years ago is only means that it couldn't happen. And now they're doing it at the whatever pace they can manage with the team that they have. So this is all very good news. And I hope the good news keeps on coming. If anything breaks, I'll be sure to let you know. But in the meantime, don't panic. Stay the course. And remember, the success of the Pi network begins with you. Pi to the moon. Peace.